to be his girlfriend.
I've never understood why men treat women in their 30s as if they are like the most undesirable things on the planet.
Ladies, unfortunately, 95% of men are not approaching women anymore.
Women are outraged because 63% of men have gone their own way. But they still don't realize that they did this to themselves, since they still continue the same behaviors that contributed to men walking away.
Men are trash.
Men are trash.
Yes.
Describe your ideal man.
Less than 1% type
Describe
of
him.
guy.
Describe him.
All has money more than I would make.
Minimum amount of money that you would want your man to make a year or net worth.
Over $1 million a year. I
Amount of
don't want to
money?
date someone that makes less money than I do.
Why would a guy who makes $1 million a year, and I mean this sincerely, why would he want to marry you?
It's clear they only want walking bank accounts.
I have asked the last 3 dudes I've dated for their bank account info on the first date.
Like the login?
Yeah. I'm actually gonna pull up this text. Okay, this guy I met like last month and he's younger. So, but this is how much he has in his account. He's 27 and has that much in his account. Yes, I screenshotted it and sent it to myself.
They want to take advantage of us and use us for the resources we have, while also encouraging other women to do the same. They also say that this is the bare minimum and to never settle for anything less.
I cannot stress this enough. Men are not worth settling for in any circumstance, any way, shape, or form. It's not worth it. Once you get to the mindset that men are not worth settling for, that is when you get the good men, because they're the only ones that you'll accept.
This mindset that men aren't good enough is rooted in their dissatisfaction of the average man. The problem is not that men aren't good enough. The problem is they don't want average. Let's go to a hypothetical situation where every man on earth met their ridiculous standards. Their old standards would just become the new bare minimum and the new average, leading to them being dissatisfied again.
Once and only once a year, I will go out with a man who's 5'10", because typically 5'11" is my minimum. I only really did it because, and it only ever really happens out of desperation, because it's been a minute since I've gotten literally anyone to go on a freaking date with me, let alone have a conversation.
Notice how she said she only did it out of desperation because the men she wants won't give her the time of day. I noticed a correlation between the never settle mindset and average women wanting above average men, which never goes well for them, but they would never settle for anything less. What's funny is when you ask them why would their ideal man marry them, they always freeze up and realize he wouldn't. Then they get angry at the person who asked that question.
Why would a guy who makes $1 million a year, and I mean this sincerely,
deep down, they know this man will never marry them, but they ignore it because of their entitlement. They think they deserve this man simply because they exist and think they can get him by having high standards. But that hasn't worked for them yet, since they're all still single. And I doubt it will work any better as they get older.
Being a single mom is so damn hard.
We don't care.
I have lost the absolute last shred of hope I had that there's still good men left in the world.
We don't care.
So I guess day one, since the person I thought I would marry broke up with me.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
Before we continue, I would like to ask you to like the video if you have enjoyed it this far and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Probably a bear, because I detest men. I'm a misandrist, it's how I am, do you know what I mean? I don't know what we're going to do about that, but yeah.
The bear versus man trend is pretty stupid, considering the men they're talking about only make up 1.28% of the male population. It's just another excuse for misandrists to spread their extreme opinions on men, which is why it's gotten so popular among Western women, just like 4B did.
I never get hit on when I go out. Like, I think my outfit is so cute.
We don't care.
About it is either I'm ugly, which is why guys don't talk to me, or I'm like too attractive that they're intimidated, which is why they don't talk to me. And I don't think I'm ugly, so I'm going to go with option number 2.
Men are not intimidated by attractive women. The reason they don't approach you is because you aren't worth approaching. Saying men don't approach you because you intimidate them is just you coping.
Did you know that 53% of single men don't approach women because they're scared of coming off as creepy? This means that single women are going to have to step up their game and make the first move. You're telling me half of men will finally leave me and my friends alone at the bar and stop coming with their unsolicited advances? Let's ramp those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
She accidentally included herself when she said men were approaching her friends. But let's look past that and acknowledge the only true statement she said, which was that 53% is rookie numbers.
50% of men from 18 to 29, it's not even like they want to date anymore. They're single and they're not looking. So we're dealing with a very small pool of men, which means we need to be wise. But I'm sorry, but I don't think any of y'all know how men work. Because the way that I'm hearing you guys talk, it's like two different worlds. From our perspective, it makes a lot of sense. But we have Brian here, we have the cameraman. Men operate on a completely different spectrum when it comes to relationships.
This is because they think the world revolves around them. They don't care if men view relationships differently, because their opinions are the only ones that matter. Let's take a look at an example of this.
If your man woke you up at 2 a.m., he said, baby, can you cook me a meal? Would you cook your man a meal if he woke you up at 2 a.m.?
No. Just being honest.
What about you, Kiki?
It all depends on how I'm feeling.
All right, it depends.
Oh, another depends.
It depends on the situation.
Here's another question. If an intruder broke inside the house, would you or would you not expect your man to go downstairs and handle that break at the door? Natasha.
Absolutely.
Allie.
Yes.
Kiki.
All I'm saying is if you don't, it's over after that.
Yeah, I would expect that.
What I've heard was that a woman's wifey duty is based off her feelings, right? It depends on how I feel. But the man's duty of protecting you, it's mandatory. How is it a fair deal?
These are so different. Like,
Yeah,
one is like you're in
not.
the same
The one
situation.
is
Like
not.
you're both about to die, maybe. Right, and if you don't and the do other it, one you're is gonna you die might not too. eat.
So it's not about the situation. It's about what the man is attracted to, and it's about what the woman is attracted to. The man is attracted to femininity, submissiveness. The woman is attracted to masculinity, protecting and providing. So if you're not giving what we are naturally attracted to, it's not a fair deal if we have to always give you what you're naturally attracted to. That's going to protect you.
The reason they think like this is because they want to be able to do anything they want whenever they want without any responsibility, consequences, or negative feedback. This is why they say when I feel like it's saying that absolves them of responsibilities, and they will use any negative reaction you have towards that against you. They even tried to do that in the video by saying, "We're going to die if you don't protect me," even though that argument is illogical, since the man is more likely to die from trying to fight the intruder who will have some sort of weapon, rather than letting them take items that can be replaced.
It's called the 30 by 30 initiative and challenges police departments to increase their number of women on the force to 30% by the year 2030. Their goal, a 30% female police force. Last year, it was 11%. This year, it's 13%.
We don't care.
She says among the biggest changes they've made to help attract recruits, especially women, no more physical ability tests.
What's that? Say that again?
She says among the biggest changes they've made to help attract recruits, no more physical ability tests.
I don't know what is going on.
Now trainees must pass a physical agility test designed to mirror tasks in the field.
Which means we're all
Yet another case of feelings overriding others' safety. It's insane that they think hiring officers who are incapable of passing simple physical ability tests is a good idea. If they get into a bad situation and they're by themselves, the only thing they can do is use lethal force since they're too weak to stop the situation without it. This isn't an isolated incident. This is happening across all fields, including military and fire departments, which actively endangers other people's lives by recruiting people who are incapable of doing their duties without putting others or their own life at risk because they're too weak to handle it.
Hey, bro, I need you to get back in that mode again. That mode where nothing can take you off your pivot, you just putting in that work every single day. See, that version of you is different. You gotta tap back into it. Don't be out here playing with your potential because you one of them ones, bro. You special. And you weren't meant to be a person that could have been the one. You are the one. So I need you to get back moving like it before it's too late.